Na hii inakuja kwa relationship where people keep getting hurt by their exes and like wanakwamia hapo like now mimi I don't want to date like mimi. Okay, your feelings are pretty much justified. Someone may have like wasted a lot of your time. You may have invested so much into someone na akai throw it all away. You don't understand what you did. Genuinely, you don't understand what you did. But you don't deserve to be sad. You don't deserve to not have a good future because of someone who is just bad and it has nothing to do with you. This person was fighting their own battles at their own level and it had nothing to do with you. So mtu akikuhurt, do not change the course of your life. Do not distract yourself from the bigger dream.
And maybe
just
better
because
was coming.
Yes, just because of some person mwenye like aja ku acknowledge, aja ku appreciate, amekufanya ka feel like less of a human being. Hi guys. This is the startup. I'm Becca.
I am Sophia.
So we got good stuff. So today we're gonna basically talk about relationships and love. And so you know where to find us. Monday pale YouTube, kama kawa, kama dawa. Yeah, so let me start off by asking Sophia a question. So Sophia, what are like some of the factors that you consider that are important in order to bring about a healthy and fruitful relationship?
So first, there's communication, there's respect, there's willingness to compromise. And when I say this, I mean when couples tend to have a good communication, trust each other, and they're willing to sit down and make sure they work things out, find solutions, they end up to have a very strong and fulfilling relationship. So going to that, I was thinking, so what do we do when couples tend to have conflicts in a relationship? How do we navigate that?
That's a very interesting question, which will lead me to ask your question. How many types of relationships are you aware of? A lot. Let's just say a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So like we have parent-child relationship, we have friendships, we have like working relationships, like workers, colleagues.
Yeah.
Yes. We have so many types of relationships. But the ones that we hold dear are like people whom you have allowed into your personal circle, right? So like, let's just narrow it down. I kind of feel like when it comes to romantic relationships, people sort of look at it from a very, very different angle.
Yeah.
Like inakunga hapa, zingine zote ziko hapa na ile iko huko.
Ni kama hiyo ndo
Ni kama like there's just something so spectacular, so magical about it that makes it so different. Ni kama it's the classy friend. Ushona wale madem mabuji wenye like they can't interact with others. Even though venye na feel ni kama romantic relationships imekuwa classified ama categorized. Unaona? Because it is actually the most talked about relationship currently. Unaona, the romantic type of relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me go back to where I was heading to with this. So when we talk about all this relationship and romantic type of relationship, we talk about conflict. Conflict is part of humanity. You're not human, you're not normal unless like you get into conflict with someone one time or the other.
Yeah.
We cannot always have like a smooth relationship. Whatever relationship it is, we will always have conflict at any level.
And it makes you understand and know someone better, because you get to know how this person reacts when they are mad, when you speak certain things, how they react to it. Yeah, you know.
So like technically, if it is that we get into conflict at different people at different levels, what makes it so different when it comes to romantic relationships? You understand? I can have a fight with my mom. I can have a fight with my sister. I can have a fight with my little sister, or like my friend, or like my classmate, or like my colleague. I can have fights at any level, sindio? But why is it that when it comes to couples, inakonga vita and then you want to go away?
Yeah, I now understand where you're coming from.
You understand?
Yeah.
So like why is it that when it is it relationships zingine pia ni relationships,
because
like mbona sasa ikifika kwa hii couples now we have a fight, then now we feel like we cannot coexist, now we have to go.
Because I know most of the times that I've had a fight with my family, let's say my sister, I always want to go and apologize. I always want to go and make it right and make it work, because I'm like, okay, even though she's the one who's wrong, I always want to go and just apologize. But when it comes to couples thing, let's say I've been in a relationship, I feel like just walking away is the option. I feel like this person is too hard to handle, you know.
True.
I don't know where we go wrong.
And especially for women.
Yeah.
Especially for women, walking out is always the easiest option when it comes to romantic relationship. You understand?
Yeah.
And like, try and look at it from this perspective. In all types of relationship, everybody has a role to play.
Yeah.
You understand? When it's a parent and a child, there is a line that is drawn. One person is higher than the other. Yeah. When it's ni job, inakwanga hivo. You understand?
Yeah,
okay, like, and it doesn't mean that position yako hapa is less compared to the other one. You understand? There's just some line drawn by respect. You understand? For instance, it's my mother and I. Sindio? I know she's my mother. Like, we will disagree on opinions about certain things. But I will understand that I am the child. Hata kama she may be wrong, kuna venye nitaiangalia na nitaiaddress. Just to neutralize the conflict in the room. Because at the end of the day, she remains to be my mother. When she's my sister, the same applies. Maybe she's my older sister, or maybe she's my younger sister. I as the older sister, nitafanya nini in order to neutralize this situation isikwe vibaya, isikwe worse. You understand? In order for us to fix it, the goal is to fix it. You understand?
Because I've also seen my sister, she's the oldest, but every time we have an argument and I'm the problem, she also wants to, she wants to apologize, you know. But when it comes to this relationship thing, romantic relationship, I don't know what goes wrong.
So like, okay, so where I'm going with this is, you first of all, when it comes to romantic relationship, unafaa kujua position yako ni gani.
Yeah.
What is your role? What are you, like, unafanya nini kwa hii relationship? You understand? Once you understand your role, play your roles well.
So as a
understand?
You've talked about something that leads me to another question. So it means in a relationship kuna roles za kila mtu.
Kila mtu kuna roles zake.
So as a woman, what's your role in a relationship?
Okay, there's several roles a woman can play, according to me. Unaona? Because first of all, you have, tumesema all types of relationships, the boundary is drawn by respect.
Yeah.
So I have to respect him just as much as I want him to respect me. You understand? Like, let me tell you one fact. You can't compete what you don't compare. A man and a woman cannot compare. So we can't compete. This debate about who is better than who should be.
There is nothing like that.
Yes. Kila mtu ako na strengths zake na weaknesses zake. At the end of the day, we are human beings. You understand? Like, mimi kama dem, anatomy yangu si same na ya mwanaume. So whatever he might be best at may not be enye mimi niko neza fanya. So where does this lead us? We come together, we join, we complement each other. What he can't do, I try as much as I can to support him. Understand? So we push this thing together. What I can't do, he chips in and he supports me.
Supports you.
That is why we become one. Because we're complementing each other. The little we have, we try and find a balance of how to improve. You understand? So, hapa, I pretty much think compassion and self-sacrifice. Which nimeongea na mademu wengi na sijui mbona inakwanga issue.
With what?
Compassion and self-sacrifice. You know, like, it doesn't cost you anything to try and be the bigger person.
But you know, people usually look at it as, for two couples to work, this is what I've realized people have been thinking about. For a man and a woman to work, they must have things in common. That's what people often think about. But I feel like for a man and a woman to make it work, it's not about we must have common things. It's about how we can handle our core differences. You know.
For me, I kind of feel like for a man and a woman to work, hakuna procedure. hakuna blueprint.
No, like people,
There's no, like, you know, we are all just trying to, this is life.
but imagine if we can't sit down and have a conversation whereby we can handle our situations and make it work.
The thing is, ndio nakwambia, this is life. You understand? There is no right way or wrong way of living life.
Exactly.
You understand? I can't say that you, Sophie, you are living the ideal life, and I'm not living the ideal life.
But here I'm trying to say, like people oftenly say that for a relationship to work, like these two people must have common things. But I'm just trying to say it's not about the common thing. It's about how these two people can sit down and look at their differences and fix it together.
That is why I'm telling you, Sophie. You can have someone who complements you, like you guys have things in common, and you still work.
Yeah.
You can have someone whom you have things in common and you don't work.
Yeah.
You can have someone whom you think your differences merge together becomes beautiful and you don't work, and the opposite as well.
So there's no procedure.
There is no right way to life.
Okay.
You understand? There's no blueprint to life. I believe, like, for it to work, you have to work on yourself as an individual. I have to work on myself as an individual. So we come together and find a balance.
Yeah, because life it is what happens
if you are mature enough to understand your roles, and I am mature enough to understand my roles, then we come together, we complement each other. You know what to do, how to do, hivyo tu. Una understand? Like, hakuna mali imeandikwa ati so number one, relationship, for it to work, it must become like this and like this, like this. And even if so, these rules that have been structured and set by society will only work if someone is willing to follow them, both of you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I really
so
get it.
Technically, it still rules out these rules because the focus is on the individual, not the rules.
But to me, I usually think for a relationship to work, nikiingia kwa relationship as Sophie, my main aim is, what will I do to make this person happy? What will I do to make this person better? What will I do to mold him into the best version of what he wants to become? Na main aim yake inafaa kuwa, what will I do to make this woman better? You see, I think hiyo inafanyaga relationship because kila siku itakuwa about you only. It will be about the other person. And you know, that's where now kuna complementing each other.
So technically, you're actually right about complementing each other. But one thing I like addressing when it comes to relationships is about realism. You understand? I too would pretty much sacrifice my whole life for the person I love. But there's also this reality that each and every one of us must agree. Human beings are naturally selfish at their own levels.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. This is not in a bad way. This is just a mechanism that living organisms have to protect themselves. You understand? You are out to do something that will basically benefit you as an individual at your own level. You cannot go into a relationship that doesn't build you, it drains you. There's something, hata kama kila mtu anaona hii relationship ni toxic kwako na unabaki, it is only you and you alone knows what is keeping you there. And hiyo kitu yenye nakukeep hapo, now that one is your selfish factor. You understand? So each and every individual is selfish at their own levels. I am out to benefit something from someone. But also this fact, after I have understood that this is what I want. You know, nikienda kwa relationship, hii na hii ndio nataka. Now I am satisfied. I have them. After I have, mimi nimepata kitu na ni satisfied. What do I have to offer to my partner?
Yeah.
You understand? Because in order to keep him, nilikuwa naambia na like, in order to keep my partner, I have to provide him something. Something that he himself cannot provide to himself.
Yeah.
Unaona? Benye tu mimi pia nikikuwa in a relationship na kuna kitu hani provide nayo enye mimi nataka, definitely I will not stay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Main aim yako inafaa kuwa, what can I do to make them better? Na main aim yake ni, what will I do?
Exactly. So it's a balance of building each other.
Yeah.
Building each other. So kama unafeel kama hii relationship is building none of us, then it's actually not worth having.
Yeah.
Because mimi kwanza I believe, like, they say marriage sealed a romantic relationship, which most of or some of the people do not agree with this, but actually I sort of do. Marriage is like the final sign that your relationship is at its peak. You understand? And now this is something that when the relationship is being created, it is just being molded to make up a family. You understand? And it will get to a point where it's just not the two of you, or rather there are other individuals involved, your children. And now, if you cannot balance or sync your energies and live at peace, how are you going to be able to take care of your children?
Yeah.
How are you going to lead and manage little human beings who you want to be productive member of the society? You understand? So like technically it starts from an individual basis, then you go ahead with your partner, form a teamwork. And then now you can manage people, because kama wewe mwenyewe huwezi enda kwa relationship pia, this leads to the next point. Huwezi enda kwa relationship kama uko broken.
Yeah. You can't.
You will bleed on someone mwenye this issue hata ikuwa ina affect. You understand?
Yeah.
You will want more, you will be needy, you'll be everything. And like I said, everybody is out to benefit one way or another. Na mtu pengine does not want to nurse wounds that hazimusu.
But you know, I realized most people are usually broken from the start.
Okay.
Like from their past. Let's say from their parents, ama from whoever it is. And that's why I was telling you, like the ladies, let me just use ladies because I'm also a lady. Let's say the ladies who aren't brought up by a father figure, right? And they haven't been told that you are amazing, you're beautiful. They haven't felt like they're women enough, you see. So they end up finding themselves being in a relationship with different men because they want to seek, they're looking for that love, you see. So they end up getting less than what they deserve because of that thing that they couldn't get, and they could get it from other people, you see. So it ends up I don't know, but it makes them just look for anything and anyone, and they end up not understanding what love is, not loving someone. Yeah.
I feel like this is not, I'm not throwing any shade to anyone. I'm not belittling anyone's experience or making anyone feel inferior. I'm just like, we should stop justifying bad things by our past. It's high time we decide to move on.
And
you
to
understand?
work on and condemn.
Because if we decided to hang on to whatever hurt us in the past, I don't think if we would have looked at our future the same way.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think we would make progress to it, because fear will stop you from achieving something that you could have imagined.
Yeah.
You understand? You're afraid of, like, fear of the unknown. It doesn't mean if one person lets you down, everybody's gonna let you down. There are so many good people out here. Your experience does not define other people's personality. You know, I have met pretty dark people, pretty messed up people. But that has nothing to do with me.
There's a time I was telling myself, sometimes we get scared to make a move because it feels like everything else will change. But what's wrong with that? You know, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. And maybe speaking it out, accepting that this was just part of the life I was supposed to live in this life. It's very okay. It's okay. It's part of your journey. In fact, if it didn't happen, your life could have taken a very different course.
And some situations are a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Exactly. So technically, embrace it.
Yeah.
After you embrace, make a decision to protect yourself from such a scenario again.
Yeah.
You know, you will not know joy if you haven't experienced sadness.
Sure, yeah.
You understand? So you have to be sad so that when you're happy, you know what it takes to be happy.
Yeah.
And someone once told me, hata sikumbuki ni nani, nimekumbuka Calvin, alikuwa ananiambia being good takes a lot of work compared to being bad. You don't need to make any effort to be bad. You can just be bad.
Yeah.
But being good needs you to work on yourself as an individual. You have to protect yourself. You have to be kind to people. You know, these things don't just come for free. You like have to work. There's something that you are sacrificing inside in your mind to produce this to the society.
Yeah.
You're taming yourself, because naturally we are animals. You understand? Minus this intelligence, minus all this equipment and all these things, we're just animals that are intelligent. You understand?
Yeah.
So if you take away the intelligence, tunarudi, we don't care about each other. You're not concerned. You can sleep around, you can walk naked, you can just do everything the way you want, which in the current society is called bad. You understand? So what is the difference between human beings and animals? The intelligence that helps you to work to become a better person, which are called virtues.
Yeah.
You have to be good, you have to be smart, you have to be, you have to be wise. These are you need to work on it.
Yeah.
So once you have had like a bad experience, ukishakuwa na like experience moja mbaya, it does not determine the course of your entire life.
It doesn't mean like everyone else you'll meet atakuwa the same. You'll have the same experience,
So it's like a rude awakening, like honey, wake up. Also nimekumbuka kitu like kitu mbaya kikufanyikia kama individual, usikwamia hapo. Usikwamia hapo.
Learn from it actually.
Do not cling on to your dark past because you are wasting time. No one will come and hold your hand and help you walk your life for the rest of your life and teach you, so don't do this, so do this, don't do this, do this. No one will do that. Everyone is fighting their own battle at their own levels. Even children are fighting their own battles, even old people everyone is fighting their battles at their own level. So what do? If someone hurt you, if you're feeling like you're so depressed, if things are going all so wrong, first acknowledge where you did the mistake. Or acknowledge this person is just bad and it has nothing to do with you.
And get out of your feelings.
Step 2, how am I going to improve life and how am I going to avoid such an instance? Because it may happen, you may feel bad. Some scenarios are coming that may be worse.
That is life. You need to get out of your feelings sometimes.
That is life. You understand? Na hii inakuja kwa relationship where people keep getting hurt by their exes and like wanakwamia hapo like, now mimi I don't want to date, like mimi, okay, your feelings are pretty much justified. Someone may have like wasted a lot of your time. You may have invested so much into someone na akai throw it all away. You don't understand what you did. Genuinely, you don't understand what you did. But you don't deserve to be sad. You don't deserve to not have a good future because of someone who is just bad and it has nothing to do with you. This person was fighting their own battles at their own level and it had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
So mtu akikuhurt, do not change the course of your life. Do not distract yourself from the bigger dream.
And maybe just better was coming.
Yes, just because of some person mwenye like ajaku acknowledge, ajaku appreciate, amekufanya ukafeel like less of a human being. You understand?
Yeah.
Na hao watu wanafanyanga watu wana feel like less of a human being. I pretty much don't understand them. Like the least thing you can do in this planet is be human.
Yeah, right. I know.
Be human. Be kind. Be caring.
It doesn't even
like
it doesn't even cost you anything. Just to show love, to be kind. There are better ways to speak out your heart.
Yeah.
If you don't want this person, there's a better way to do it.
Now, like, it's as simple as do unto others what you want them to do unto you.
Back to you, yeah.
You do not even need to be a Christian to make this
verse some practical. Things are just
unaona. Yeah. Like, just be realistic. Nah, one of the ways of working out this, like, okay, to me example, like I'm in a relationship that I am finding myself not benefiting in whatsoever way. You understand? Communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Usiende
na usionyeshane madharau. Communication is like passing information. Don't make someone feel inferior while at it.
And also don't be defensive.
Yeah, there's a very mature way of addressing someone. Say, like, okay, so we've been doing this for a while, and honestly speaking, I expected this. But honestly, this is like what I have been able to achieve since here, and I feel like I can be able to achieve more elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly speaking, I feel like it's not working, and me, I just like, I don't want to complicate things. You understand? So I just thought I should tell you so that it's as simple as that.
And the best way, ndio nilikuwa nakwambia, when your partner is actually communicating something, the best way, if you want your relationship to work, is when your partner is talking, shut up and listen. Well, the other one is talking, shut up and listen. That will give you a moment to listen to what they're saying and trying to understand it, and not trying to be defensive. I mean, these are your partner expressing what they feel,
umesema hivyo
not you
nikakumbuka.
expressing what you feel.
Umesema hivyo nikakumbuka, and this is actually in affect madem wengi compared to machali. That issue about being defensive. Honey, no one is attacking you. No one is attacking you. I'm just saying, you know, no one is attacking you, because if I'm just saying and you feel like you need to defend yourself, like, what's the problem? No one is attacking you. Why do you need to defend yourself? You understand? So, like, while communicating and you feel the urge of trying to justify whatever you did, there's a problem. There's a problem, and the problem is not the person communicating. The problem is your defensiveness. You know, because now if you feel like you need to defend yourself and then you go ahead and defend yourself, now there will be a back and forth.
There will be, because you're not listening to this person.
Exactly.
You know, what you think is right to me isn't right, and I'm not in this relationship alone. We are together.
Sure.
So you're supposed to listen to me, because it affects me as a person.
True.
So if it doesn't affect you, just listen to me and try to understand. But they don't do that. They don't even see a reason to listen, because to them, me, I'm not wrong, I haven't done this, but it's not always about you. There is more.
In fact, that Ioni says now that one doesn't even have to do with romantic relationship, or rather maturity.
Yeah.
Maturity. When someone is addressing something, there's a problem. There's an issue.
Yeah.
You know, because for it to be addressed, inamaanisha kuna place ilianzia. You understand?
Yeah.
The series of sequences of things that happened that led to this person feeling this way, sitting down, having a self-conscious meeting and wanting to talk to you so that you can be able to find a balance.
Yeah.
And now you wanting to address it and justify what you did, this person pretty much understood what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
But it made them feel the way they did, so they're trying to address it. They're trying to address how they felt.
Yeah.
Pretty much try and listen, or rather than being defensive.
Yeah.
There's a difference, because ukikuwa defensive, you are not helping solve the issue out
At all.
And the thing is to try and avoid arguments as much as possible, because arguments zinachukuanga barabara moja.
Na zikianza,
It's like hii ni moto haizimiki. So like, I mean, try and zima the moto by being understanding. Okay, so this is what I intended to do. Okay, but this is how it's impacted this particular person. Okay, so what am I gonna do about it? Okay, I pretty much understand that this was what I was going to do, but at the same time I understand that this person was affected by what I did. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to say I'm sorry, and we are gonna find a way of doing the same thing in another way that will not make the other person feel like less of a human being, or infuriated, or like hurting in the first place. You understand? So pretty much so, okay, talking about that, we were supposed to talk about love.
Yeah, love. And you had a question.
You had a question?
I had a question. Let me
Ask.
just check the question very fast. You can continue the moment while I check the question.
Okay, so you want to know my perspective about love? Love is really, really nice, but for some reason people have been hurt to that extent they do not understand what it actually means. You understand? Like, there's hatujaonyeshwa what love looks like. Kwanza,
Yeah.
especially for African man, for an African male child, they pretty much haven't experienced what empathy means. You know, you have to be tough. You don't have to show how you feel. You have to be out there. You always have to be tough. You understand? And love has nothing to do with
that
toughness.
I need you
you
to
cannot
express yourself to me.
Tough love is not beautiful.
It is not at all.
It's not. And like, love is compassionate.
Yeah.
Love is empathy, love is kindness. There's nothing tough about love. You know, in most cases, like, it's not in our control.
Mm.
We don't just sit down and be like, yeah, today I just feel like I want to love.
No,
And I'm just bored and I just want to, like, I want to love.
It doesn't happen like that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But no one, like, I feel like most of us have never been taught how to love, or rather shown what true love looks like.
Because I've realized many people are like, I'll never love again, I'll never do this. Love is so sweet, by the way, when you get the right person.
We're talking about that. I felt to address this. The other time we did something about men and work, and so many girls came at us, and they were like, you know, girls have everything to offer in a relationship. Okay, fine,
Okay,
fair
woman.
enough. And like, guys are so bad. I'm like, the thing is,
So bad.
the thing is, if you are lucky to have found someone who loves you, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. If you are a girl and you are unlucky to find a guy who does not like you, that is unfortunate. But that doesn't mean all men out here are bad.
I'm at the same.
And this does not mean cannot also feel painful.
Actually, they do.
Men feel pain
It's just that they express it
differently. Yes.
They don't break down like us. So we start crying. No.
Men feel pain, and it hurts me to see a man in pain, because he will not cry about it.
Imagine.
And most of the time he will not talk about it.
He will not at all. Not at all.
So kama uko in a good relationship, or like if you're a woman and you're in a bad relationship, this doesn't mean a man cannot be in a relationship and be in a bad one. There are wicked women out here.
Yeah.
There are wicked women who do crazy things that, like, ukikaa hivi chini huangalie in your normal perspective as a decent human being for that case, you will not be able to relate. You will be shocked, dumbfuzzled, surprised, name it, because people are selfish but at different levels.
Yeah.
Someone will come and stay with you for up to 10 years plus, raising a child with you, knowing categorically well this child does not belong to you, and still at the end go ahead and dump you and make you feel like a loser, just because your life didn't go as she planned it in her head. You understand?
Expectations.
So like, me see understand, like, where is this rage coming from? Are your feelings so superior compared to other people's feelings that you feel like you and your man's relationship, you and your sister, the blueprint relationship that is in our cars, Evie? No, there are men out here crying because of women who have done despicable things, worse things that even most men haven't done.
Yeah,
even women kill. Like, what do you mean? A woman will literally be in the middle of a relationship between two best friends who have known each other for like, what, 20 years
and above. Yeah.
And I'm not saying this that men do not do this. We are
also do
pretty
the
much
same.
aware that they do the same. But let's not act as if women do not do the same either. You understand?
Yeah.
So as much as we want to point our fingers, oh, men are
This
dogs,
man, this man,
oh,
this
men, women are also wicked.
Very wicked, by the way.
Wicked. And we have seen this firsthand.
I met this guy. We were living at the same apartment. And he dated this lady for 10 years. And then she just left him, just like that. You know, this guy was broken for like 3 years. He didn't want anything to do with any woman. And you can imagine someone telling you, I'm just not interested in him. They don't have any reason why they're leaving. They're just not interested. 10 good years.
Unajua, like, you've said that and I have understood. You know, like, Kibe has been preaching. I would pretty much call him a red pill guy. Kibe has been preaching for guys to work on themselves. Self-improvement. You understand? When a guy comes and tells me as a lady, like, life experience yake na madem, most of my life, I couldn't relate. Because me sijaona madem kama hao. My mom, my sister, my best friend, all these ladies that I know, they're more like pretty much the same in terms of lines of thought na mimi. So I couldn't understand. such people pretty much exist. But when a guy comes and tells me, so this girl did this to me, I'm
You're
so
like,
shocked.
what?
Like hata mi sijui nimwambie nini. Because honestly speaking, if hao ndio mademu wako, hata mimi sasa mimi ni dem and I'll tell guys, please go to the gym, get money. Because what is there to be told sasa?
You know, life is what happens when you're busy planning.
Because you see, sometimes when you go out of your way to chase for a girl, you've chased, now finally umempata. And then I end up fuck up life yako, it becomes a little tougher. Inakuwa hard. Let me tell you something. Dem atakatiwa. In fact, my mom tells me sometimes, you know, she has asked me, my sisters, and she still gets anakatiwa, you know. And she has akona sisi. So for a girl, dem atapata mtu anamchase. I tell you, even an ex-con, dem ametoka jela, anapata boyfriend. Una understand? Like sasa, like dem atapata boyfriend. But sasa Charlie, do you know that it is harder for a guy to get a girl compared to a girl getting a man? Are you aware of that fact?
I'm not, and I don't think so.
It is. A man kupata dem, na dem kupata Charlie.
By the way,
two things are very different.
It's very fast.
I'm a girl and I can literally decide nikitoka hapa hivi, going back home, I have a boyfriend by the time I'm reaching my house. And not even 1, 3 of them. And I can.
Yeah,
but for a man, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
They have to put like double the work.
Yeah, true.
And that is why they really have to be cautious, because now they have to put their time, their effort, their resources, their everything.
Everything.
You understand?
Yeah.
And when there's someone who commented that men have a lot to lose in a relationship. Sorry, no, that's not what I meant. Women have to lose more in a relationship compared to men. It depends. It pretty much depends. It depends. Juu kwa hii relationship, are we talking about pregnancy? Because pregnancy changes everything. Pregnancy changes everything. But if the pregnancy is not there, the man has more to lose
Than the woman, yeah.
than the woman. The man has more to lose.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy for a man to... Meta nasikianga awa vijana wanasema ati, oh wait, I get to 30, I'll be rich. You know, when I get rich, I'm going to chase. And then girls will just be coming. They'll be coming because at 30 I'm mature and I have money. My friend, you'll be shocked.
You'll be shocked, Bana.
You'll be shocked.
By the way, I was being told by my mom, always be cautious when it comes to love. You know, be cautious always. And while I was sitting down to think about it, I realized even when I got to relationships, I forgot that I was supposed to be cautious. And when we get into relationships, I feel like so rush sana. We don't make friends fast. Because when we make friends, I'll understand, hey, enyewe, this guy loves this and this. This is how he reacts when he is at this point, you know. I'll understand things about him. But we rush, we don't know each other vizuri. We don't, as in, there's so many things we miss out on. And we end up, senye sasa iyo time inafika, enyewe this guy becomes different. May argue, umeona a different part of him. Things changes. Unaanza sasa ku back off. Because una realize, he's not what I really wanted. You see, pay your courage inachangia kufanya most of the relationships not to work.
You know, mseme hivyo nikafikiria, like, majority of girls know what they don't want. They do not know what they want.
Exactly.
Unataka nini? No, mimi sijui kitu nataka, najua kitu sitaki. So in such a way that if it happens, unajua tu hisitaki.
Yeah.
Hisitaki. So you end up gathering things that you do not want, which are the negatives compared to the positives. Unaona? Some mtu anaweza kuwa anakufanyia vitu, ana self-sacrifice, but huoni, juu kwa kichwa chako hujui kitu unataka. Like, you cannot search for something. Huwezi toka hapa hivi, upande gari, uende tu, like, unaenda wapi? Unless you have a direction, like, place unataka kuenda. You cannot just move from one point to another, minus knowing where you're going to. You understand? Yeah. So, like, when you go into a relationship and you do not know the direction you want to take, whatever it is you want, you will end up taking what you don't want, because it is easy to spot what you don't want. And when they come too much, that is where the relationship ends.
And I feel also people should know the difference between lust and love. Before we approach mtu, don't think with your dick ama with your whatever it is as a woman ama as a man. You know, look at it at a very different perspective. Think with your mind. angalia what you really love about this one, because first what you get kwa relationship, first thing immediately in sex, and then unajipata you in love, kumbe ni last, unaona. Unajipata muumizana for no reason. So the question was, nimepatia swali, so what about when couples have different values or interests? Can those types of differences be overcome?
Okay, so one, my opinion is like at no point in time will we be the same.
Yeah,
we will always have different opinions in a lot of things. We might not be able to talk about them right now, but tukiendelea progress in life, you will find out. See, we have agreed many times, hata mimi na wewe, we have disagreed one time or the other, but there are times we have also agreed.
Yeah,
you understand. But the thing is, it comes in terms of mutual understanding, and this is where ego needs to be suppressed. When it comes to,
because ego kills everything.
When it comes to building a relationship, no one is better than the other.
Yeah,
no one is better than the other. You can't compete what you don't compare. You understand? Your strengths and weaknesses complement my strengths and weaknesses. So when it comes to values and beliefs and mimi sidhani kama wewe Sophie, you can go and have your friend, sindio? Like, okay, sawa, let's not talk about your friend, let's talk about us. We do not entirely share, like, si kila kitu we believe the same way, sindio? But not anytime will we want not to talk to each other again because of that.
True.
You understand? I tell you, this is my perspective on religion. You tell me, this is your perspective on religion. It's a little same, but also a little different. But the differences, haizi tufanya sasa, now, I belittle you as a human being. I don't see you as part of my life.
They actually make us unique.
Sindio? Yeah. Once we sit down and talk about it and have come into consensus, na tume like agree, so even though we tuna believe, if we cannot agree, I respect whatever it is, wewe una uphold as your values, so same to you, na yangu. Because at no point social belief, social construct, there's no right way and wrong way of living life. You understand? So hizo vitu zenye unasema ni belief, they are exactly what they are, beliefs. Ziko kwa kichwa yako.
And our differences make us unique and strong.
Sasa venye kwa kichwa yako, hata mimi niko na zenye ziko kwa kichwa yangu. So mine make me unique, they make me, and yours make you. I cannot come and just one day decide that now I don't like Sophie. I want to change Sophie to become Becca. I can't do that. You know, I learn and understand. So this is how Sophie behaves. This is what Sophie likes. This is what Sophie does. This is how she's been brought up. And because she's been brought up like this may lead to this and this and this and this. So when I bring Sophie into my life, I'm able to accommodate. If Sophie starts behaving in this way, I'll be like, I pretty much understand because this is how she's been brought up. And I do not tell you that. That is my information. You're near cast and crew behind the scenes.
Now you know how
Now I know how to deal with Sophie because I know where this is sourcing from. You understand? So, significance here, courtship.
So that one will make a relationship work completely.
You know, kazi ya courtship. You understand? You understand mtoto amelelewa wapi? Who's the parents of this beautiful girl? And how does she relate with her parents at home? What do her parents believe on this and this and this? How does she relate with her sister? Her friends, how do they behave? You understand? And if I decide to take Sophie into my life right now, will she be able to sync with my life without a problem? You understand? So like when I am getting involved with Sophie, and I knew very well she's not comfortable with A, B, and C, and D. It's not her fault, or rather, it is mine. You understand? But people do not want to go through this process. They want to skip it. I'm like, I let my chemicals do the math for me. You know?
Yeah.
I just feel like, ooh, dopamine is being released every time I see Sophie. I can't. Everybody is an idiot except for the two of us.
You just said that and I remembered, I thought about something. I usually feel like men are so, like wanapenda kuacha vitu zipass. They don't like fixing. Like if you have an issue, he doesn't want to listen. He an assume to. Anakwambia it will be fine.
But okay,
I'll change.
Like they don't like listening. Is that because
wanna feel a small issue, si kitu ya kudiscuss.
So they don't like to listen, or like
they don't. unamwambia ati we need to talk about this and this that one achana na that's a small thing nini na nini, yani they yani it's not an issue to talk about.
Yeah, umesema
to
hivyo,
pass.
you have just said that and I've remembered something, because that is a characteristic that I have seen in majority of men that I associate with. I'm not sure, but they take things pretty lightly. When you as a woman, you take it like pretty deep. You understand? But if you understand he's taking it pretty lightly, it is your responsibility to make him understand. This is why I say in a relationship, it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't let him do all the work. Just the way you expect him to know some things, and he doesn't, he also has some responsibility on his hand to make sure he understands you emotionally, to compliment you, to make you grow. You understand? Asikuache tu hapo ukae ni kama like amekubook, ameku-reserve you like a reservation. He's just kept you in his house like a decoration. No, he can't do that. He has his roles to play as a man. But like you as a woman, you also have your responsibility to play. When you understand that men do not listen, first of all, I feel like you should talk to people who are married,
Yeah,
and who have stayed in a relationship
for a very long time.
Yes, and ask them how they have gone about it. You understand? Because no one is so special. It's almost the same. It's the pattern is always almost the same. You understand? Because you'll hear men complaining that women are nagging, and you'll hear women complaining men don't listen, men don't care. So the thing is, but there are people who, even with the men who don't listen, and even with the women who are nagging, they have still managed to stay in a relationship and stay together for a long time.
A very long time. Yeah.
So first of all, I believe like in this situation, you can seek for advice. Talk to someone who has the experience. You understand? I'm not married, so I may not know the experience. But in EKC, like you see people doing the same thing. Try and be different.
Someone was telling me for your relationship to work, there are some things you can't handle with same age group. So you need a counselor. Always have a counselor in your relationship. In that, when you have an argument or an issue, you go to them. Always. That will always like help your relationship grow, because they will sit down with you guys. They are mature enough. They understand what you're going through. They'll listen to you, and they'll tell each one of you. Not according to if I tell this one this, take it to Kosane, so I have to be at their interest. No, they tell you according to your wrongs, and they'll be honest. And I think we need to have older counselors when we are in relationships to make them work. But before you get to that counselor level, which is a good idea, before you get to that counselor level, I still go back to my first point, my initial point. You need to work on being the best individual you can. You understand? Exercise maturity at its peak. People are so scared of being mature for some reason. It is hard work. I don't know. Because taking the high road is always very difficult for people. Mnataka tu like akisema niseme. So it ends up to become an argument. Someone bangs the door, someone calls. Like kwanza nimesema hivyo, and then I remembered, when it comes to communicating, do not communicate to make someone feel bad about what they did. Make them understand how you feel. There's a difference. Oh yeah. Understand? For example, I broke your cup. Like I find you have broken my cup. I don't just, you're an idiot because you broke my cup. Yeah, that's I have addressed that you broke my cup, but I have also made you feel like less of a human being. I've insulted you, so you will feel bad, and your brain will process it. Itakwama na mali nimekuinsult. And you'll also be trying to say something that will hurt the person. Because when you do a mistake, naturally you will want to justify it. You understand? So you will always look for a reason to justify it, and that is where you will stick. You understand? When I tell you that you have broken my cup, and when I tell you dumb person, you have broken my cup, you as a woman, you will decide to, now you're calling me dumb. Because first of all, you feel like you need to explain why you broke your cup. You didn't do it intentionally, or if you did intentionally, you had your own reasons. So you feel like you need to justify it. And now that you need to justify it, and I give you a reason, you will stick to that reason. So that is the problem when it comes to communication. You understand? So when someone really yani ni kama anakutafuta, anataka, I just want Sophie to give me a reason. Na akinipatia, hiyo ndo nakwama nayo. So I like, we're not, hii conversation will not go anywhere, because you have insulted me. Now I will say something that will make you even feel bad, because in the first place, it's your cup that has been broken.
You understand? So I will say something that will hurt you, and I'm the one who broke your cup, and then now you'll feel the need to give me a comeback. So it becomes a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the deeper the conversation gets, the harder it is to pull away from it.
True. Yeah.
You understand? If nikisha kuita mjinga, I can't take back my words.
Yeah. Hey, hiyo kwanza imeharibu everything.
Wewe uniite pumbavu, and then I call you again, I call you
you're
silly, your family did this and this and this and this. So that conversation keeps on going and going and going and going, and so in a war, there is no winner or loser.
Yeah, true.
You understand? Both of the teams are fools. Until one decides to pull out, nyote ni wajinga.
True.
You understand? So kwa hiyo instant nye hatusikilizani, first of all, one person should address vizuri. You understand? Sophie, like, you really, really, really hurt me when you broke my cup. Why'd you do it? I give you time to explain.
So si ati mmoja akiwa huku juu pia nyi wote mkuku, someone has to maintain a lower level. Yeah, true.
And who is it going to be? Generally,
it has to be me. It
No,
has to start with me.
yes,
you
so
know?
you have to work on yourself. You understand? Before you look for a third party,
Yes,
try
work on
your
yourself.
best to be the most mature version you can be. Ni hivyo tu.
So I had a question. What are some of the pitfalls that people should be aware of while maintaining a healthy relationship?
Pardon?
What are some of the pitfalls that
Pitfall?
Yeah,
Meaning?
it means like sasa nitakwambiaje? I don't know how to explain it. But ni kama, let me first finish the question.
Okay.
What are some of the pitfalls that you should be aware of while maintaining a healthy relationship?
Oh, I think I understand the question. I think I do now. Like, for instance, like, what makes most relationships not work? You understand? At least if you know that, you can try and work your ways around it.
Like not taking each other for granted.
Yes.
Because most people tend to kuona this guy is always making it work. No, unaanza kumtake for granted because when we have an argument, they always call to make sure you're okay. Like they always show up. Now so unaona ni kama this guy is so desperate. No, start taking him for granted. Not understanding that he's only trying to make this work.
Technically, hata venye umesema, it's nobody's son's responsibility to keep check on in one's daughter. You understand? It's your father's responsibility to keep on calling you and checking up on you. That is his responsibility.
No, I'm just saying,
but no one's son is supposed to be responsible. So if someone's son has decided to call you, that is a sacrifice he's doing.
A lot.
That needs acknowledgement.
If a woman calls you, don't take them for granted.
And umesema hivyo nikakumbuka, like, this was something that we really needed to address. Like, you should stop leading people on
when you don't have the intention of loving them.
If you do not want to date this person, I repeat and I repeat and I repeat, just leave someone's son alone, leave someone's daughter alone. Kama uko na self-esteem issues, please go and work on them first. Because, like, you cannot just come to me with the intentions of wanting to sleep with me and act as if you want us to be in a relationship. And I repeat, I don't even care if this makes you feel like less of a human being. That is pure wickedness. That is the devil in a human being's body. You're in a costume. Devil, what you doing in heart? Who's burning people in hell? Don't lead someone's son on. If kama unajua hautaki kudate,
don't, by the way.
And say it. Wewe kuja tu niambie, like, so I want this. Nikikwambia no, you do not have any right to get mad.
Because so many people...
You can't always have everything that you want.
We are living with so many broken people because of this.
Exactly.
So you people should stop. Either you're a lady or a
man.
Games. Just stop.
Stop. I say this from the bottom of my heart. Stop playing games. That man talked and I felt him.
I remember Alex was so broken, manze. You know, we're living with so many broken people. You guys are making people not believe in love. If you don't love someone, don't turn them on.
Don't play games. Don't play games. Kama umejaminia sana wewe utaki kusettle, you want to fuck around, let everybody know that.
And say straight what you want.
Na wakikukata, it is not their responsibility to accept you. It's not it's not anybody's. Like, I want who I want. I can't want everybody. I'm just one me. I can't want everybody.
And while on that, also say what you want. Acha kusema you want to date and you don't want to date. Say whatever it is that you want, but don't turn people on. Tafadhali.
Do not
We
lead
need
anyone on.
We need to stop this bullshit of telling people it's okay to turn other people on when you don't have pure intention of dating them or loving them. Just stop. It's not a good sign at all.
We have just called them, they're just devils out here who
We
want
need
to
have
waste your time.
We need to have a better generation.
Me, I will
because
repeat it. I'm
the world is
advocating.
full
Gosh,
of broken people.
a lot,
And
that
that
is why
needs to be changed.
That is why so many people are bitter.
We are built to love and not to destroy. So
if tafadhali, look at the path that you want to follow and follow it to the direction which you want to take in life. Because why am I just strolling south and I know pretty well that I'm supposed to walk east, and then I interfere with this path and I interfere with it, and then in the middle of the journey I'm like, oh, oops, I was supposed to go east.
Imagine. That's not a good. I had a question here. What are some specific strategies that couples can use to maintain a healthy relationship over the long term?
We start by respect. Respect. We understand the roles of a man, we understand the roles of a woman.
Why not priority?
We start with respect. We start with respect. Respect. I understand my man, this is his role, this is what makes him feel complete, this is what my presence in his life adds. If I do this, I will inconvenience him and whatnot. And I, as a man, this is my woman, I understand this is how it works about me. Respect helps you build peace.
Yeah.
And mutual understanding. Ule kazi yake, imagine like kama you're working, you're in an office, and then you have a colleague. Sindio? Yeye pia amekuwa tu employed kama wewe. But mko na bank accounts different, you guys do different things. But kila saa ameinsist kukuja kwa ofisi yako kukuonyesha venye unafaa kufanya kazi. You understand? He might be right, but your idea ni annoying. You understand? Yeah. First of all, you need to understand hiyo respect. Kuna boundaries, my friend. Ofisi yako ni uko.
Yeah.
Department yangu ni hapa.
Yeah.
So you do your shit, I do mine. Period. Tumetoka tu kuongelea story ya checking up on your man kila saa. You understand? Even in our teenage years, when your parents would call you, uko wapi? Unafanya nini? Mbona ujorudi nyumbani? You feel bad. You feel like mbona this parent is so nagging.
Yeah.
Now you want to become your partner's parent. Wewe unataka urudi nyumbani uanze kupigia boyfriend wako, and then you're like, why didn't you tell me?
That's too much is annoying. Yeah.
You need to know how to, if you respect him, I feel like majority of these other things will just fall in place. The way to talk to him, the way to address issues, the way you look about how he does his activities.
Yeah.
It just comes around.
And the second one, I think, prioritizing your relationship. You know, hizo ma date nights, hizo ma vacations, the time you spend together, unafaa kuziaka anytime yenye uko in a position to do them. Unafaa ku prioritize. See, at all the time you're busy. Unaona, pina.
But it's also like busy in what way exactly?
Busy in you don't have time completely.
Na kuna mtu mwenye anga time completely. What do you mean hauna time completely? Hakuna mtu ana time completely.
People who do that, by the way, hawana time. Wanakwambia they don't have time completely. The only time they see you wanakuona in some few seconds, and then wanakwambia I have to go somewhere, like wanna prioritize other things. Let's say,
but people have to make money, people have to work. What do you mean?
But you also need to prioritize your relationship. Ama you want to be with someone who hana time completely.
No, hakuna mtu mwenye hana time completely.
That's what I'm telling you.
Hakuna mtu mwenye hana time completely.
For a relationship to be healthy, lazima pia prioritize your relationship. In between, try to balance.
No, I feel like okay, I pretty much understand what you're saying, and I feel like when it comes to relationships, some things comes pretty natural that I don't even think that.
Yeah.
Because if he is so busy, he's been like covered in work. Like adia kilime potea, just text him a hi, how you doing? Have a nice day. He'll probably reply.
So you'll be doing that for the rest of the year.
Or you'll call him. But for the rest of the year, ni nani, like tell me
that's
someone.
What I mean.
No, like no, see what you mean.
Unless someone
honey, unless someone does not want to be with you, like why would you stay with someone who doesn't have time for you? That is what I mean.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
Because if he wants to be with you, even the slightest of effort to make you see his presence in your life, utaiona.
Yeah, true.
But mtu mwenye hataki anaweza kuwa jobless na bado atakwambia tu ako busy. Ako busy. So technically hapa si story na nini, story mingi. If someone wants to be with you, even if he's pretty much occupied, he will make his presence in your life relevant. That is actually what happens with parents who work na wako mbali na watoto wao. Unaona? Their work, wako job pengine ameenda 3 months Dubai, but they still keep in contact with their children.
Completely.
They will send the money, they will do things. They want to make their presence in the children's life relevant. You understand?
And that means they're prioritizing
their children. Na si kitu nye watamka tu na waseme now I don't want my child anymore. You understand?
So pia kwa relationship inafaa kwa the same.
Exactly. Na kama si hivyo, it means that guy doesn't love you or that girl doesn't love you. It's as short as that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that should be all for today. I mean, you have more to add?
No, pretty much not.
I don't know if you have any other question. No, we don't have. So yeah, we don't have any question.
And just to conclude, I kind of feel like no one should victimize themselves. People should be ready to understand each other.
Yeah.
You understand? And being a red pill guy doesn't necessarily solve the issue. You know what being a red pill guy is? You are that type of guy who has fully the extent that you degrade femininity. You understand? And whatever it is, you need to understand that both men and women are human beings. They have feelings, and being an adult, you have your own brain, you have your own perception about life and the world, the things you enjoy. You know, I can't come into your life and force you to enjoy things. That is like nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Understand? And with the red pill type of relationship, I feel like it is for the minority. It is not for the majority. You cannot just be all masculine, like you're a misogynist, not masculine per se, a misogynist. Wewe unakuja unadictate tu kila kitu venye inafaa kufanywa. No, women are also human beings. They need to be heard. They have their own feelings. So coming with that mentality into a relationship does not necessarily help. But being a red pill guy has its positive attributes. You understand? Work on being a better man. Work on being a better man. If you've been hurt before, I'm sorry, but that's just life. Some of us ni madem na pia sisi tumekuwa hurt vibaya sana.
Kila mtu ako na journey yake. And we understand that everyone has a limit. So
like work on being a better version of yourself. Go to the gym. Try as much as you can. Jitume, get more money as much as you can. It doesn't matter ni kazi gani unafanya. Okay, unless ni illegal. But anyway, we jaribu kabisa. Just try and get enough money as much as you can accumulate. Be the best version of a human being. Enye, kama wewe ungekuwa mzazi wako, like imagine you and then you're parenting yourself, you'll be able to still love you. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I'm imagining if I was my own child, I would be proud of myself.
Oh,
you understand?
Yeah.
So if you're out there like a decent human being, if you look at yourself and then you're like, this is my son, you are proud of yourself.
By the way. Yeah.
And you can be able to show yourself to the world with pride. Unaona? So technically, red pill iko na positive attributes na negative attributes. So me I feel just take the positive ones. Try as much as you can, because human beings can't be perfect per se. Try as much as you can to embrace the positive attributes compared to the negative ones, so as to find a balance. Same to madem. Try and work on yourself, because madem wanapenda kujivictimize sana. You guys have the victim mentality. Men are also crying out here. So if you feel like you're the perfect girl and your life is all figured out, there are men out here crying because of girls. Sana. And that is something worth listening to. You know, if you listen to another man's story, you'll understand that not only women get hurt, but also men get hurt. And this will help you understand how to go about in life. As much as you want to be all feminine or feministic, try and embrace the good traits, and try as much as you can to not focus on the bad ones. Because at the end of the day, we're all looking for something.
Yeah.
And na kichwa ngumu, I don't think kama utaweza
kichwa ngumu
haiwezi kusaidia. So just be the most decent human being you can be. Thank you.
I think what I can say is everyone's strength has a limit, and my limit is not your limit, right? And your limit is not my limit. And if anyone is like me, whenever I'm close to my limit, not only am I getting pressure from the fact that I'm close to my limit, but I also am pressured from the embarrassment that I have a limit, because I ought to be strong enough to know that I can observe everything. But that's not it. There is more to us human beings. We need to look at things at a very different perspective. Si kila saa tunafikiria that what we think is right. Sometimes we need to look at things at a better view of
A
life.
different angle.
Yeah. So I think that's all that I can live saying.
Okay.
So thank you for being here with us.
We love you guys. Thank you for the support, by the way. Tunawapenda sana.
We really love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.